Hello, welcome to your weekly Pick Your Crystal reading here at Soulprint. Thank you very, very much for being here. This is for the week of April 27th through May 3rd. I don't know how it got to be May. I'm a little confused by the whole thing. Okay, so today, I don't know, maybe in honor of spring, we are using all green crystals, okay? So literally, we're calling this light, medium, dark. Just as simple as that. Take a moment and see which crystal or crystals are resonating with you or calling out your name that you're most attracted to. And let's get started. Okay, here we go. All right, there we go. Okay. Okay, Two of Swords, the Hierophant, the Ace of Swords, and a Two of Cups. An interesting grouping of cards. Okay. The Two of Swords is, it's usually talking about stalemate situation. You kind of you don't know which direction to move in. Can't go forwards, can't go backwards. You're just sort of stuck. Can't see your way clear. Feel like um, you're somehow blocked or restricted from moving in kind of almost any direction. Now, the Hierophant brings in executive energy, okay, because the Hierophant typically is the highest level of, so level of religion, level of government, level of schooling, that kind of thing. But the Hierophant also can act as almost like a mentor kind of energy. Because it's followed by the Ace of Swords, which brings forward a kind of energy of sort of triumphing, sort of after a struggle. Sword energy is also air energy, so you're talking about power, conflict, plots, ambitions, that kind of energy. The Two of Cups is it's about a union, an important union, a balance in a relationship, sometimes a reconciliation, sometimes a new beginning. Okay, so what is this telling us? We're looking at the Two of Swords almost as if literally you're feeling like you do not know what step to take forward. You have two swords here. And let's not forget, swords very often are about particularly like an ace of swords or king of swords. It's about, government, uniforms, the law, those kinds of energies. So what this is looking like, honestly, is like right now there's this energy where you just seem to be a little stuck. The Hierophant here is sort of asking you to look for advice or guidance from a higher source, from somewhere where you respect the wisdom that you're gaining, just to sort of seek some kind of clarity in terms of where you were going. Ultimately, you're going to be given or shown a path that's going to help you actually create that triumph that you have been looking for, that you've been searching for. It may very well come as a result of a new partnership, reconnecting with somebody from your past, somebody brand new coming in with new ideas, feelings, attitudes. Basically, these cards are saying, listen, we understand that you feel stuck. We understand that you're not feeling like you exactly know how you're going to move forward in this situation. Look for some support. Look for some guidance. Find somebody who has knowledge in whatever it is you're feeling stuck about. Is it a legal matter? Is it some sort of documentation or paperwork that you're trying to get moving and you can't get it through, or you can't fill it out properly. Honestly, it could be something as simple as needing to get something notarized and needing just to find a notary republic. Okay, so it's about turning to somebody with more experience. The Ace of Swords is letting you know that you're going to come through the other end of this. And don't be surprised if that creates some sort of a new beginning or a new union. But always remember, cups above everything else are emotions, right? They're about happiness and a coming together. They're about relationships. So I'm really liking this energy, even though it's kind of scattered, because it feels like you're going to move through and end up in a good place. But in this instance, it really does look like you have to refer to or turn to somebody who has more experience in a field than you do. Okay. And let's look at the medium green, shall we? Four of Pentacles, the Moon, Five of Swords, and the Chariot. Okay. All right, so the Four of Swords is talking about, sometimes it's referred to as the miserly card, right? It's about holding on to your assets so tightly out of fear, out of worry, out of anxiety. Now, what's interesting is you have the two high arcana cards you have here, the Chariot and the Moon. Between them is that Five of Swords. So the Five of Swords, it's kind of a card of somebody having a hidden agenda, some sort of unfair dealings, some sort of deceit or deception. So is it possible that part of the reason you're holding so tight is because with the Moon here, you don't have enough clarity. You can't see everything that you want to see, and there is a real concern about some sort of harm, financial harm, perhaps somebody taking advantage of you, feeling as if you are not, I kind of want to use the word safe. That financially there is some sort of worry or anxiety because there is a lack of clarity. When the Chariot shows up, you're talking about things moving forward very quickly, and it's very often feeling almost a little bit chaotic. So whatever this is, whatever's going on, there's an acknowledgement that while you are holding very tight, you have a reason. Now, whether that reason is actually accurate doesn't matter to the fact that this is how you're feeling. You're feeling like you don't have enough information, there isn't enough clarity, and you're concerned that somehow or another you're going to be deceived or taken advantage of. It's also possible that you may be going through some sort of an experience, and that experience is simply causing you to become very tight-fisted. Is it perhaps reminding you of another period of time in your life where you felt that you were deceived or that somebody didn't treat you as honestly or as fairly as they should have, and it is triggering sort of the reaction of holding very, very tight? The Chariot is letting you know that things are going to move forward. And, generally speaking, the Chariot is a good card, okay? It doesn't talk about sort of, events that have a darker energy to them or are dangerous. It just talks about things feeling a little bit crazy, but ultimately they get moving forward. So that's where we're at with this. I guess the bottom line is this: you're sort of being asked to just take a look at what you don't know and perhaps what you need to know. Maybe evaluate why you are feeling the way you are feeling in terms of just feeling like whatever's going on is not fair. Hang on and know that things are going to change and they're going to move forward. I mean, that's the bottom line here, right? You're holding on tight for a reason. Recognize that at some point, once you have that clarity, once you have confidence in whatever the situation is, then you will be able to move things forward in a way that brings you the result that you are looking for. So that's where we're at here. Just trust that what is not clear to you now will become clear, and you will then be able to move forward. And look at this dark green. Okay, Four of Cups, Temperance, the Magician, and Justice. Good gracious, you have 3 powerful high arcana cards here following the Four of Cups. So the Four of Cups card is, it's just sort of a not being happy. You're not very impressed with what's going on in your world. You're kind of bored. You're discontent to the point where you're not even almost focused on new energy coming in or new things. It really in some ways feels like a stuck in the rut kind of energy. And it's so curious, the cards that follow, right? Because they're talking about finding a balance. So they're not saying that you should go from being a little bit bored and unsatisfied and discontent to being, party animal of 2025. What they're saying is you want to start moving towards center. In center comes balance. When there is the balance, that is when the magic starts to happen, because you are not completely immersed in one kind of energy or sort of a discontent, right? The Magician will help you manifest so that you can create an environment where you're not bored and you're not discontent. But it is not about extremes. It is about finding between temperance and justice. I don't know what else you could possibly be looking for when it comes to literally taking a deep breath and finding center. Because really, that's what both of them are talking about. Justice. Now, justice can also be about a fair result of something. It can be a legal response. And even if it is, this is still a matter of maintaining that sense of balance and being open to the magic. When you are in a place of balance is when it is the easiest to manifest. Because if you are full of anxiety and worry on one end, you cannot manifest, because all that happens is the worry and the anxiety becomes amplified. If you are so excited that you've almost kind of lost touch with reality, that also can't help, because that just becomes amplified. When you are your most successful, when you are your most powerful, your most capable, your most able, is when you are at center, when you are balanced, when you are temperate. So, yeah, maybe you're not too thrilled right now. Something's going on, you don't like it, you're not feeling like, almost like just life is boring, okay? Do what you need to do to move yourself into center. And, listen, there's 100 ways you can do that. Something just simple, like go for a walk around the block. Get together with a friend for lunch. Go treat yourself to an ice cream cone. Whatever it is, right? It's about moving, literally saying, this is where I am. I don't want to stay here anymore. I'm moving my energy forward. Once you can get that happening, you're going to find that things start moving forward for you in a way that is far more satisfactory. All right. Thank you very, very much for being here. I hope you have enjoyed your crystal reading for this week. I look forward to seeing you next week. Bye for now.